When we're looking at the media, we always see Haiti represented in a negative way. And for me, my culture is so beautiful, I want to share it with the world. Being the one that held the line for liberty is something that I always take at heart.
Let's spend some time on the event that is taking place in the US.
We are intertwined not only with the African people, but we are also part of the Taino people.
There are many people that probably do not know a lot about the Haitian population in the United States.
We are dispersed a little bit everywhere around the world, but in Miami, we have a large population of Haitians in the diaspora. Because when history tells your story for you, which has been done hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they put their lies, they put their imprint, they put their fingerprint in it. August 15th is the remembrance of the ceremony Bwa Kayiman, which was the point where we started the revolution. The ceremony Bwa Kayiman is what sealed the deal for us to have our revolution.
How much do Haitians really pay attention to the Haitian Revolution?
All right, I'm Tanisha Pluviose Ade. I'm of Haitian descent. My parents were born in Haiti. I was raised in Haiti, but born in Brooklyn, New York. So this is a very weird combination right there. One. Two, I am Haitian at heart. Everything that is Haitian, I love it. And I fight for my culture. I fight for who we are. I fight all the time for my Haitian culture to make sure that it's represented well. So, working right now, I am a teacher during the day, but my passion is for radio and media. And I also do events. So, I do a lot of MC, I do a lot of cultural shows, I do a lot of expos with a lot of artists that are here in the state, and also represent a few artists from other countries, especially from the Caribbean.
That's interesting. So you fight for the Haitian culture in the United States. That is important. That is very
Yeah.
important. Can you tell
Yes.
us where that energy is coming from? Okay, we understand that you have a Haitian root, but is it
Mhm.
because of the upbringing or is it because you read it somewhere? Tell us a bit about that, where the fire is coming from.
I think the fire is coming from probably my ancestors that want me to make sure that I represent my country very well. One, that's number one. Um, when we're looking at the media, we always see Haiti represented in a negative way. And for me, my culture is so beautiful, I want to share it with the world. So, looking at that aspect and looking at the negative energy that they give, I want to bring that positive energy into my culture. Um, I want to share the limelight with what I see and how I conceive my culture. Because the perception of the media is always in the negative note. Right now, as you can see, Haiti is one of the Caribbean countries that are in the FIFA World Cup. And that's bringing a light, that's shedding a light on Haiti right now, and in a positive way. Even though we are not winners, but for us, representing our culture, representing our soccer team after 52 years of not being on that platform, we are happy to be seen and to be heard in a positive way. So for me, those are the things that are helping me bring my culture to the light, but in a positive light, not in the negative light where they say, oh, it's a third world country, always represented by poor people, always, things that are in the negative light. That I don't want to shed that light on my country. I want to share that light where it is a beautiful country. It is a paradise. It's somewhere that everybody needs to see, and it's somewhere that everybody needs to visit. Being the one that held the light for liberty is something that I always take at heart. We were the first to do it, and then we helped other countries. This is what history never tells us. We helped other countries gain their independence. And it's never said in the history books, but as they say, it's his story against ours, right? So this is where I'm going with this. And seeing that my culture is so beautiful and that a lot of people see it through the arts, through the artistry of, music, of arts, of crafting, of being who we are as a people. To me, that's very important. And seeing that right now, and giving life and birthing the culture again for people to see it in a different perspective, I think that I call myself, I humbly call myself, I don't want to show that I'm, exotically putting myself out there, but humbly, I really want to be an ambassador for my country. And I want to show the world, as with the internet, we have the proximity to touch people around the globe and let people know who we are. So with technology, with media, with the social networking that we have, I think that being on a platform to represent my country, I can call myself an ambassador for my culture.
Absolutely. You are an ambassador, Tanisha. You are an ambassador.
Mhm.
Now, being an ambassador, talking of event, talking of story, talking of history, there is a lot we could actually cover here. 1 hour is not enough for us, but okay, we're going to make do with what we have. But first, let's spend some time on the event that is taking place in the US about the Haitian culture. Tell us about that. What is it about?
Wow. This is a big one. It's going to be a little long because the the show is called Haiti Belnam, which translates from Creole to English as Haiti Beautiful Soul. So not only are we personifying Haiti as a woman and seeing who she really is in all her splendor, in all her glory, without even recognizing who she is, but through her children, through her through the diaspora, I might say, that is representing Haiti. Now, through that event, you will be able to see Haiti in another perspective. Because a lot of people, how they see and perceive Haiti are very different from what we, the people of Haiti, see her as. Yes, sometimes this event will show not only the perspective from the Tainos, who were the first people that were living on that land called Haiti, and sometimes they called it Quisqueya or Boyo. And a lot of times, the people, they transcended and gave the African people what they know today about Haiti. And this is how Haiti came about. This is how we Haitians came about because we are intertwined not only with the African people, but we are also part of the Taino people that lived on that land prior to us coming to that land. So this land wasn't just, we didn't adopt this land, but it was literally given to us. So through Haiti Belnam, as I say it in Creole, this is Haitian Creole, it translates Haiti beautiful soul. So we're giving the outsiders an inside look of what the beautiful soul of Haiti is all about.
That is beautiful. Even in your explanation, it's already beautiful. And
So it's going to be through music. It's going to be through everything that represents Haiti. It's going to start from the Taino people all the way to the African people until our independence. So when we're looking at it, we're going to look at music. We're going to listen to our drums. We're going to listen to instruments that were only given to the Tainos and that were given also passed down to the African people and then turned it into the Haitian culture. Because a lot of things that we have are not exactly inherited from Africa, but they are also inherited from the Tainos of the land. And then we put that together and created our own culture.
All right. So in this event that is taking place, what are people expecting to see?
Wow.
In terms of the is there going to be a cinema? Is there going to be music? Is there going to okay? Of course, we know now. Whenever we're talking about African and diaspora culture, we know that there are going to be food. That is for granted, no?
No, no food.
No food.
Unfortunately, no food.
So tell me more about that.
I know, because the Haitian culinary is really spectacular, I might say. Very tasteful. However, it's not going to be about food, but it's going to be what you call a musical. A musical is what you call it's going to have theater, it's going to have music, it's going to have silence, it's going to have loud noises, it's going to have dance, it's going to have poetry, it's going to have remembrance, it's going to be like a reminiscence of what Haiti was, what Haiti is, and what Haiti will be all about. So it's not going to be anything with food. It's not a food festival. It's an event, but it's what you call a musical. And with musicals, what do you see? You see musicians. We have our top notch musicians composing music for this particular event. We have top notch producers that are part of this theatrical event. We have dancers, choreographers. This is not something that, oh, let's just put something together. We put a group of professionals together to make sure that we bring the best of the best to sell our culture, to show what our culture is all about.
Within where this event is taking place, okay, let's talk about. There are many people that probably do not know a lot about the Haitian population in the United States. Is there anything you might like to share with us here? Like, I don't know, for people that might not know.
For the Haitian diaspora here in Florida, we make up about, let's say, about 35 to 40% of the Haitian diaspora down here in South Florida. We are dispersed a little bit everywhere around the world, but in Miami, we have a large population of Haitians in the diaspora. And we can say that sustaining Haiti is one of our priorities in the diaspora, in the Haitian diaspora. And sustaining Haiti, whether it is communicating with our family down there, it's sending money, taking care of our families that are left there. We support and sustain our Haitian people in the diaspora. That's what we do. We work hard, we are professionals, and we do what is right in order for us to represent our Haitian culture in the diaspora. When you look in Canada, a lot of people are looking at, a lot of Haitians are there. In South Florida, in New York, in the United States alone, we're looking at the Haitian diaspora, New York, New Jersey, Boston. All these places are where Haitians have a culminating point, and they are professionals, they are working professionals and doing right by Haiti and representing our culture outside of Haiti, which is very important.
Thank you so much for that. So you decided, okay, with your group, you decided that you were going to organize this event. Why?
As we said, this is not only the story of Haiti, but it is also a wake up call for us to know that yes, and we are doing something right by Haiti. We want to show Haiti in the best possible way that we can. And that group got together. This is a group of professionals, project managers, grant writers, artists, and people that work hard not only for the Haitian culture, but to represent Haiti in the best way possible. And this group got together. This is not something that we did from one year to another. This has been planned for the past between 5 to 10 years. This has been in the making. So it's not something that we decided one day we woke up and we said, oh, okay, we're going to do IT Belnam and this is what we're gonna do. No, definitely not. This is something that was really planned out. The scripts were written in order for us to at least attract people and give us the real image of Haiti, the true image of Haiti, not what the history books gave us, but what we know about ourselves, which is very important because when history tells your story for you, which has been done hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they put their lies, they put their imprint, they put their fingerprint in it. But what about my story? What about what I have to say? So that's why Haiti Belnam came with that name because everybody saw the beautiful soul of Haiti and they wanted that beautiful soul to shine and to be represented in the best way possible.
Haiti Belnam. All right, that's beautiful. I'm going to keep that in my memory. So you say you are a teacher. Could you tell me what do you teach?
Okay, I teach a little bit of everything because I'm in elementary school. However, I am specifically geared towards Haitian kids with the ESOL program. That means kids that are learning English as a second language or other language. And I am a literacy coach. And what I do is teach kids how to read. And if they are having problems in that area, what are the different ways or the different avenues I can bring that child? Because not every child learns the same way. So I look at the different avenues and the different prescription, I might say, that I might give to a child in order for them to learn the best way possible.
All right, thank you. It appears that you're also very close to history and experiences of the past because you mentioned it a lot of time. Of course, many people in the diaspora and also those that are not in the diaspora understand hear about the Haitian Revolution. When we start talking about history now, start talking about the history of African diaspora, there is no way you're not going to mention this because it's particularly important for us. So I don't know, being an Haitian, being somebody that is coming from Haiti, is there anything you want us to remember, refresh our memory about the Haitian Revolution, or how this might even play a role in what you are planning as an event, how this might even be important to what people want to know about Haiti?
Wow. Okay. First of all, the date that we chose, we didn't choose the date, but it was given to us. I guess our ancestors said, you know what? You guys are doing such a great job. Let us put a great date for you. August 15th. August 15th is the remembrance of the ceremony Bwa Kayiman, which was the point where we started the revolution. Yes, there were little upheaval that were done, but the ceremony Bwa Kayiman, which is the ceremony of that really pinpointed the start of our revolution. So the history and the intertwinement of the date that we chose for our event is very important for us. So with that said, looking at the ceremony Bwa Kayiman, which is August 15th, and that's when our show will be. So we decided that hey, this is not only the way for us to bring together our history, to call it remembrance because we have to remember our ancestors. I'm big on history. I read a lot about history, but I'm not a history teacher. So I'm not going to claim that out. I'm putting that disclaimer out there. But really, the ceremony Bwa Kayiman is what sealed the deal for us to have our revolution. Okay, so that's the reason why not only history is important, but the dates are important. We have to remember what our ancestors fought for because we don't want their blood to be shed for nothing. It was shed for something. And if I can be here talking to you today on a media platform, that is thanks to them. So that is what sealed the deal. The ceremony Bwa Kayiman, which is the ceremony of Bwa Kayiman, which is the culminating point of our history. That's where our history began, and that's when our Haitian Revolution started taking place.
Thank you for sharing that note with us. People put that down. You're not a history teacher, so I'm not going to be probing you a lot on history.
Please don't.
I can see that you're passionate, but we just talk about the passion for it. In this podcast, we have dealt a lot with a lot of historians on different aspects of the African diaspora. I've done more than 1,000 episodes here. So we talk to people all the time within the African diaspora. So we love our history. And even particularly the Haitian history, we have also touched it at some point. So out of curiosity, just a curiosity, how much do Haitians really pay attention to the Haitian Revolution? I can tell you that for people of African descent and in the diaspora, even though they have never even left Africa, somehow they have heard of it. But for you as Haitian, what role does this revolution play in your life and how do you remember it?
Oh my goodness. We shout it loud and clear every day, I think. We always say we are the first Black Republic, independent since 1804. Those are important dates for us. We always, remember who we are. We always honor our Haitian forefathers, the fathers of independence, I might say. So we are very big on that. And this is not only for people in the diaspora. I think even if you live in Haiti, you have that sense of pride in you. When we're talking about Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, Henri Christophe, all these people are the forefathers of our independence. So our independence wasn't only something that we took and we claimed, but we held on to it with a lot of pride. So, talking about Haitian independence, I think that even my kids that were not born in Haiti are talking about 1804, and they have the t shirts that represent who they are, and they love going there on vacation. It's something that they enjoy learning about their culture.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for that. And like I said, we're not going to go that right today on history, but we will come back to it next time on another episode. So, what we have done to this point is what we call the now. In the Obehi Podcast, we use a strategy that we call the NBA storytelling strategy. The N stands for now, the B stands for before, and the A stands for after. So we take it one step at a time. So we now know what you do. Now is the time to know more about you personally, where you are coming from. That is the before, which is what become Tanisha.
Before, You know, living in Florida made me realize how important it is and how important it is to show your who you are truly. Before I was just a teacher, I never did anything for my culture, and I saw so many negativity being said on TV or whatever media network about Haiti. They always show the poor parts in Haiti. They show the what we call the ghettos, the favelas. That's what they show. But when I went back, that's when it changed my life. After being here, going to college, and going back after so many years, I realized that I left a jewel. I realized that I left a paradise. And how can I represent this paradise while I'm outside of it? And I started doing radio shows. I started making guest appearances. I started working with people that were icons in my community. And I'm like, my goodness, these are people that are representing me. These are people that are holding offices. They're representing me outside of Haiti. But what can I do to represent myself also, just like, to corroborate what these people are doing? And sometimes they always say that the universe is never late. And it's funny how, you know, it brought people into my life every day, little by little. These people started coming into my life. The icon that we were supposed to have with us, that is not with us today, unfortunately, is Kawal de Mesme, which was a friend of my mom. My mom grew up with Kawal. So I remember when Kawal had her first album coming to my house, I had to be 3 or 4 years old coming to my house and, distributing at that time. We didn't have a platform to distribute albums. And you had to have the big LP, the 33 disc, back in the vinyl time, the vinyl things, and lifting boxes and distributing them, selling them, and doing all that. And I saw that passion in Kawal and my mom. I saw how they represented not only the Haitian woman, but also the activism in them, showing me that this is who we are. We fight for who we are. So I grew up with that. I grew up with a grandmother always telling me how beautiful our country is, how beautiful our culture is, how beautiful we are, because we have disassociation of classes in Haiti. You're in the middle class, you're the elite class, you're in the upper middle class. This disassociates you from your country sometimes. But as a people, when you putting your heads together, which is also what we represent on our flag, it says l'union fait la force, which means the unity of all is what empowers us. So to me, having all these things in my life created who I am today. So representing, I had, it's in education, they tell you that representation means a lot. When a child sees that someone who looks like them, talks like them, acts like them, feels like them, is doing something positive, that gives that child the idea, oh, if she can do it, then I can do it myself too. And I always thank God for that in my life, that I had that in my life. I had people representing me that always showed me the positive side of myself. Yes, we have negative. All society has negative sides. However, the positive supersedes the negative. And to me, that is what is important. And that is what Haiti Belnam is all about. That is each and every one of us. That's what we represent in Haiti Belnam. If you can do something positive, I can do something positive. But when we put our heads together, we make a mighty fist. And that fist, we can bust everything out of our way. That's how I,
There is more good in us than there is bad. So
yes,
we better understand that. That is how we are going to survive.
true.
All right. Now let's go a little bit further. Um, you are a little girl growing up now. You were born in Florida?
No, I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
All right. You were born in Brooklyn, New York. So
Yes.
now I wasn't there. So tell me, a little you growing up, you are like 8, you are like 10, you are like 7. Tell us what you see around you growing up in Brooklyn, New York.
The good thing about me is that I never stayed in Brooklyn, New York, really. I was raised in Haiti. So I did part of my schooling in Brooklyn, New York. And then after that, I moved back to Haiti, which was phenomenal for me. At that time, I didn't like it because that was a readaptation, that was a reevaluation, but I was young, so it was easy for me to adapt. And going to Haiti and adapting to a new culture because it was totally different from Brooklyn. When you're in Brooklyn at that time, you were a diaspora, they marginalized you. They did not like Haitians at that time. They did not want Haitians. They did not, it was a fight to be who you were, to be who you really wanted to be. So, being that I moved back to Haiti, this is where I learned about really my culture, who I am, what my country represents, and also adapting to the language where there are two official languages in Haiti, which is the Haitian Creole and French. So, which is totally different from English. So already that adaptation taught me to be multifaceted, I can say, to be receptive to other people that don't look like me. I did not want them to treat me, I did not want to treat people the way I was treated. However, the way I treated people was a representation of how I wanted to be represented and how I wanted to be treated. So I think that growing up 6, 7 years old, being in elementary school and moving to another country, that made a big difference in my life. For me to become the woman I am today, not only professionally, but also to embrace my culture, to embrace my roots, my African roots, my American roots, my Haitian roots. Because no matter what, we are a tree of life. All of our roots come together and form that beautiful tree. And until those roots get together and they are strong and can rise up to be a beautiful tree, those branches are not going to give fruit. So to me, that representation, that transition, it made a big difference in my life.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, now you are in Haiti. That is where you actually was formed. Then before you returned to the US again. When you were in Haiti, because now you were born in Brooklyn, New York, then you went to Haiti. Were there anything you were sort of particularly curious about? Like, I don't know, ask a question to some people because you really, some things really clear to you, as you were still forming yourself, your identity, because now you are still young as at that time. There were some things that were not clear to you. Is there anything you want to share with us about that?
That, it's a cultural shock for a child coming from the United States and going to Haiti. Um, the way the streets are made, the way the street vendors are selling their products, the way that you are immersing yourself into the culture, with the language, with how you address adults, with how you address people your age, your peers. This is it's a culture shock. It's a culture shock. And having that culture shock to me is kind of bittersweet at the same time because you're asking questions. Some of the questions I ask, why do we have to, why isn't there light all the time? Because sometimes they had blackouts, and here in the United States you have electricity 24/7. Mosquitoes, this is something that you have to deal with in a Caribbean country because of the heat. um Not eating on the streets, you were not able to eat on the streets because your system is adjusting to a new kind of food, treated water, and being in Haiti, our parents really hovered over us. They protected us a lot. So with that said, I think that the culture shock was what I asked questions about all the time. Why can't I live in the United States? Why do I have to be in Haiti? Why do I have to go to school here? Why do I have to learn another language? Even though some of the schools that I went to were immersing the English language. That's why I never lost my English. But at the same time, too, um, learning how to address people because us here in the United States, we were very, nonchalant about things. But in Haiti, you had to be strict. You're talking to an adult. Why do I have to talk to the adult that way? So those are the type of questions that I had to ask myself when I went there. So it was an experience.
That is lovely. That is lovely. All right. Now, let's talk a bit about what lies ahead. We call that the after or the legacy. Because now we take a kind of a deep dive in there.
Hmm.
Of course, just because of time, I would have been able to ask you a few more things there, but that is okay.
That's fine.
Now, all this information that you gathered there, you took it along with you as you returned to the United States, adult, mature. I don't know exactly how old you were when you returned, but that is not important. What is important for me now is those values that you gather while you were still in Haiti. Did you take it along with you? How much of it did you take along with you?
I think I'm using it very well because I'm bringing it all to my children. I'm bringing it to my culture back here to the people that I know. And working with Haiti Belnam is one of the things that I'm bringing with me. I think Kawal saw the diagnostic way of doing things, and she saw how passionate I was about my culture, about who I am, and that dynamic is also important when you are working, and that makes a difference between you and the world. So those values I carry with me every day. Those values, I think that they transcended into me and made me the person that I am. Having your word, keeping your word, learning new words in your own language, because the Haitian Creole is such a beautiful language, and it's being, before it was swept under the rug to speak Creole, but now everybody's proud to speak Creole. So I think that this is a value that I'm bringing not only to myself, but to my culture and to the work that I'm doing through Haiti Belnam. So, with that said, those values will never leave you. Those values are inside of you, they're in your heart. And Haiti Belnam represents each and every one of us in that diaspora, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you slice the cake. You're looking at Haiti Belnam, you're gonna find a little bit of you in there, whether it's this small or whether it's that big. So you're gonna find it in you. So those values, they transcend you, they come back to you every time.
We have a project that we launched here recently, and we call it Life and Legacy, where we basically interview other people to tell their story, to share with us their experiences. Okay, this is basically what we've been doing for a long time, but we started this pilot project to sort of document a particular neighborhood within the city where I live in Verona. So within what we are working on, there is an idea that we are pursuing. We call it the survival logic, because now we are talking to people that have left their home, that are immigrant in other land. Maybe they started a business and they are still doing that business. Perhaps they are probably not the richest person in town, but they have survived. They are still doing it after many years. So the question is, how do you survive this? How have you been doing it? So yesterday, actually, I was talking to my collaborator who is from Trinidad and Tobago, but currently in the US. So I was telling her how much this is important for us, not only for the African living in Italy, but African living everywhere. Because now what we are actually documenting is the logic. If you get the logic now, you can apply it wherever you are, whether you are an executive director in New York or in London. You don't necessarily need to go to where we are bringing that story from. You just need to get the story and apply it in your own way. So, from that perspective, I'm trying to understand what you say of how people survive, how you manage to overcome the challenges that we face every day as people of African descent, as the diaspora. Look at you, for example, you were born in New York, you went to Haiti, you spent some time there, then you return. What is a miracle that you're always holding on to that is helping you to remain afloat?
You said a mouthful, and I love the fact that I think with technology, we are able to grasp on each other to survive. Um, I can say that you, as an entrepreneur that is somewhere else, we are all surviving despite not being on our native land. We are all survivors. We are all looking, and the word here I might use is hope. Because if we did not have hope for a better tomorrow, I don't think we would have survived. It's that hope that gives us that strength to keep on going, to keep on going. Because if there's no hope, then there's no reason to live for tomorrow. There's no reason for us to continue living. And I think all of us here, especially my Haitian people, we are a hard working diaspora. because we do not only have the weight of our family here in the United States, but we have the weight of our family back home. And sometimes these people back home are waiting for us to eat every day, for them to go to school, for them to have a decent meal, for them to have a decent home, for them to live. So to me, surviving is a skill that Haitians do well. I always say, I think I'm being redundant when I say this, but we are resistant despite. I know you saw what happened in 2010 with the earthquake, the shattering earthquake. We build back. We are resilient no matter what, even though they hit us hard, they put us in a negative light, but we are still thriving. We are still thriving. Our kids are going to school, and that's one thing we believe in. We always have a saying in Creole: l'église, la caille, l'école. Those are the three things that Haitian kids do: go to church, go to school, and go home. Those are the three things that Haitian kids do. So this is something that we serve. This is what makes us thrive: our faith, our resistance, our resilience, and our education, because we are big on that. And whether it's fight or flight, we will survive. And that's the hope that we have. And the hope that our country will be better. The hope that we have icons and people thinking for us that are leaving legacies like what Kawal is doing through Haiti Belnam. She's not only looking at this event as an event, but she's looking at it as a transcending memory that will keep on going. Because whenever everything is gone, the writing, the history, and the memories always remain. And that's our job, to survive and to continue those legacies, to keep on giving them from one generation to another. And I know you can relate to me when I say this, because as Africans, what did we used to do? Give our stories from one generation to the other. Our grandmothers gave us the stories, then they passed it down to us, and then we are passing it down to our children. So that's what we do. We are creators. We create the memory, we make the memory, and we give the memory to the next generation.
Thank you so much for that. That is, you basically capture it. So a couple of days ago, I was invited to a group, a meeting with a group of people that are, it's a multinational group. Some people from Germany, some from France, so some from US, some from Canada. So I happened to, I was telling them about the job that I've been doing, because for over 14 years we are doing this research about the Africans in the diaspora. And I was telling them how important is it for us to keep our legacy, our story. Because now we are basically reenacting the same all the time. For people that, another word I would like to use here would be the ancestors. That people don't know what that means, so they are scared, particularly people of African descent. When they hear the word ancestor, okay, maybe there must be demon there or something. I don't want to blame them because they don't know. Ignorance is very dangerous. If you understand what that means, somebody that was here yesterday, who is your father, was the one that gave birth to you. That is why you are here. You didn't jump down from somewhere. And just like your father, you will also become an ancestor one day, because after you died, many years from now, nobody will even remember your name anymore. You have a beautiful house, a beautiful car, but all those are going to be inherited by other people, because you are not going to live forever. How long do we live? Very short space of time compared to how long we have been existing as humanity. We don't even live up to 200 years. 200 years is a small space of time. So it will be important if we understand that we are just playing a role in this journey, so that every opportunity that we are given, we should play our role well, because we are not going to be here forever. If you are this is relevant whether it is in the life of a person or in the life of a country or the life of a people. In the life of the people that would be, okay, how can you see Africa now we are suffering? Yeah, it is true we are suffering, but we have not always suffered. We were also people that build, that enjoy our life. But we are suffering now, but it doesn't mean that we will always suffer. Among African people, people will also rise. They will build beautiful city that they like. They will build economy that they like. This is not going to depend on other people, whether they like it or not. It depends. It's just the circle of life. So understanding this means we need to understand that we are not going to see the end of it. We're just playing the little part, the little role there. And this is also why we are telling this story, why we are inviting people to share their story, to add our own chapter in this long history. So with that, I want to introduce you to another person that was listening to us. It's called the Oracle. So the Sovereign Oracle is what we have built over the years based on our 14 years of research. So now we build it to become an intelligence, a collective intelligence. What kind of question would you like to ask the Oracle? Now, the difference between Oracle and Google or Yahoo or Gemini is that this one is formed on the logic of Africa and African diaspora, because the content that was needed to create it came from this group of people. So when you ask a question here, just now you will see that it knows that the people that is responding to are Africans. It's different from Google, okay? So what kind of question would you like to ask? Let's focus on your feed or your area, what you do.
Wow, you put me on the spot today.
Yeah,
What kind of questions would I like to ask? So, what kind of questions should I ask in order
anything
for
at
it to
all. Anything at
anything
all.
at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Will Africa and Haiti will ever merge and become one?
Well, I don't know if that is actually going to be a possibility.
Well, not merge and become one, but at least because I always hear that they say Africans always are represented. We always call Haiti the Africa of the Caribbean. So that's the reason why I wanted to ask that. So
Okay.
it's not merged into one country, but at least being I might say putting our heads together for entrepreneurship,
Okay.
for
So we're talking about
leadership,
collaboration, no?
collaboration. Exactly.
Okay. Build a better collab. Okay. Let's say build a better collaboration. Or maybe we could say how should how should
How
Africa and
should
Haiti
Avery,
ever
yes, and
build
Africa?
a better collaboration, a better collaborative world. Okay, let's put it like that. That is a
Okay.
question, right?
Yes.
Let's ask the
Sounds
oracle.
good.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what it will say. We're just saying it. Of course, you will be the judge because you will see what it say. Okay.
A little
Okay, it
bit of
said
it.
Africa and Haiti can build a better collaborative world by anchoring their partnership in mutual respect, shared cultural heritage, and strategic economic autonomy. This collaboration must transcend superficial alliances and focus on deep systemic integration and empower both regions to reclaim control over their resources, narrative, and culture.
I'm sure it does. This is beautiful. I like that. I like that.
Okay. Now let's ask another question. This time, let's ask a question within your area of profession.
Okay.
We're just testing the oracle to see what they can say. Because now you'll be the judge.
So I have to make up another question?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe related to what
Oh,
you do.
okay. How can literacy coaches, I'll let you type,
Literacy, coaching.
enhance students of African descent?
Okay, how can okay. Yeah. This is let's see what the oracle says about this. We
So
are
can
test
anyone get on the oracle to
Yeah, yeah,
do their
of course.
research?
Literacy coaching can profoundly transform the educational journey of students of African descent by addressing their unique cultural context, learning style, and historical challenges. It goes beyond traditional teaching by empowering education to connect literacy skill with students' lived experiences and ancestral heritage, fostering deeper engagement and identity affirmation. The tailored approach helps dismantle barriers that often hinder academic progress, enabling students to thrive both intellectually and culturally. On and on.
And on, yes, it's beautiful. I love what it says. And that's what we were talking about before. Having the students relate or connect with their culture of origin. And a lot of times when you come to the United States, they want to teach you the American history, as they say. But is that history really connected to us? Is it really representing who we are? So this is beautiful. I love this. I'm gonna start using it instead of Chat GPT or the other platforms that they have.
Yeah,
So I like that.
yeah, you're welcome. Your contribution here make the Oracle also more effective. Like I said, we have created over 10,000 intensive documentation that the Oracle is using. This is based also on our culture, on our heritage, on our value system. Because just now you might ask a question related to financing. You will see the kind of a description the oracle will give to you. You want to talk about spirituality, you will see the kind of description it will give to you. You want to talk about collaboration, the oracle is already trained on that because it's going to provide solution to the diaspora community and of course to Africa, but also for other people that might not necessarily be Africans. Today, for example, I was in a meeting with a friend of mine he was learning about the oracle. I said, okay, tell me something. He brought out a long list of what he wanted to do and he put it in front of the oracle. He was wow to see the result that the oracle brought. This was not even in English. This was in Italian. Because the oracle can speak any language that you want to put in there, whether in French, in German, in English, because that is actually the power of it. So yeah,
That's the power of AI.
that is it. That
That's
is
the
the age
power
that
of
we're
the
living in.
artificial intelligence. Yes.
Yeah.
It speaks any language. And even Haitian Creole, it's corrected me in Haitian Creole before. And I'm like, whoops, okay, thank you.
All right. So, one question to ask there before we go. Looking at a system like this, what kind of tool because currently as it is the brain. We are building the brain. We want to experiment on it and move on. But later, we're going to develop tools around the brain.
Holistically speaking, I think it's a beautiful thing, but we have to create it in order for us to leave not only a legacy for the others that are being passed down this information, because don't forget, these information are being stored and they're going to be passed down and renumerated every time. So I think it's important to have a holistic brain. Holistic meaning the whole entire body. Yes, the brain is the one that thinks, but the other ligaments and other parts of the body, what stops you sometimes from doing what you need to do. Because the brain is telling you something, the heart is telling you something else, and the lips are telling you something else. So all this has to be holistically in alignment. And being in alignment not only with your ancestors, representing your ancestors well, it has to be in alignment with your spiritual background. Your spiritual background has a lot to do with your culture, also. Like you said, a lot of times when you're in the Christian world, you view ancestors as something demonic or something that is not very good, or, oh, we have to be afraid, we have to pray. But really, where did we come from? Who created us? How did we come about? What was the first religion before we were colonized? So we have to look at that. That's very important. So I think this is something that we have to add to the oracle to always remember who we are. We are, because this is going to be our memory when we're gone. When we go beyond and when we go, like we say in French, la grande traversée, when we go on the other side, how are you going to remember who I was? how are you going to remember what I represented and who my ancestors were? So we have to be very careful. AI is a beautiful thing, but at the same time, that brain of ours, we need to make sure that we're feeding it the right way. And that's why I said holistically, that everything has to be in alignment. Whether your brain is saying something, your mouth is saying something, and your heart is saying something, everything has to be in alignment in order for it to move forward. And if one of them are saying something different, then that brain is not going to function the right way. So I believe that that brain that we're feeding and that we're giving food, that we're giving life to, we need to make sure that we correctly put it and it is all in alignment with what our purpose, our mission is.
That's so true. Thank you so much for that. Now, in a specific way, what kind of tool would you need the oracle to have?
A lot. Teaching kids the right way, a critical way of thinking. Because critical thinking is very important. Asking the right questions. How can I collaborate with other students around the world in order for me to learn more? Because I believe that we learn from each other. We are not all knowing. We are a being that learn every day. And they always say, if you didn't learn something one day, every day, if you don't learn something every day, that day is a wasted day. And for me, that oracle has to be able to help my students relate to other students, the same, their peers around the same time and around the same time that they're living, and also give them knowledge about who they are, about what they are becoming, and who they can become. So to me, having um a positive way of seeing themselves through others. I think that would be the best thing for me in my field because representation, relating to other students around the same age for them would be very important.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanisha. It's been a pleasure talking to you here.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.